What's up, guys? Welcome to today's video. Just wanted to kind of do a quick video on canyon driving with the new M4. For anyone that's just coming to the channel, this is a 2015 BMW M4. No real mods yet. The only thing I have done is the MHD GTS transmission and engine tune. It's supposed to be around 470 horse to the wheels, and then the transmission tune is supposed to help with the shifting and make it more smooth and snappier, and I definitely felt the difference there. Anyone that's coming to this video that has this car, I'll kind of do a quick rundown of the settings that I use for canyon driving, and you can, base your settings off of, what I'm telling you, but this is kind of what works best for me. So just kind of a quick rundown. You have your traction control, engine, suspension, steering, and shift points for DCT cars. So what I usually do for canyon driving is, for the engine, I usually put it in a sport mode, not Sport Plus. Sport Plus, it's a little bit like on and off. It's too hard to modulate the throttle in Sport Plus mode. So I go Sport on that, and then depending on the road, this road I'm going down is pretty smooth, so I usually put this suspension in Sport Plus, kind of stiffen it up a little bit, the dampers, helps with a little bit of the body roll. And then steering, I usually always leave it in comfort. I don't really like the artificially heavy steering with some of these newer electric steering racks. It kind of just adds weight for absolutely no reason, and if you have to make little quick micro corrections, you don't really want to be fighting the wheel, right? For the DCT guys, I don't turn the DCT up to the third setting. I keep it at the second level. I just think that the third level is just too aggressive when it shifts, and it kind of just upsets the balance of the car sometimes, and it'll kick traction control on and do some weird things. So I'll leave this in the second level. But that's pretty much it. And then my display up here, you'll see that I have the tire pressure and tire temperature. It's a good indication, especially here in Arizona, to see if my tires are overheating or if I'm really pushing it too hard. These Michelin Pilot Super Sports are known to kind of grease up and start to like ball up and fade really quickly, so it's a good idea to keep an eye on the tire temps. I think other than that, I mean, this is really my only second time out in the canyons with this car, so I kind of add commentary as I go to see, what I think and initial impressions. So the one thing I'm still getting used to with this car, especially driving in these tight canyons, especially this road here, this is a big car. It's a lot of weight to throw around. It's got a really long wheelbase. It's very wide. It's probably the same width as my C5 Vet, if not wider. So it's a little interesting to get used to the sheer size of the car, but it definitely hides its weight pretty well. I think it's sprung well. I think the dampers do a good job with the weight. I think the sway bars are a little bit soft, not too bad. The one thing I could say that definitely needs an improvement is probably some suspension bushings, some poly suspension bushings. I think they really just do that for noise harshness and vibration reasons, obviously, because it is a street car. So I might change out the control arm bushings, the front control arm bushings at least, to poly, and see how that does, to get a little more feel out of the car. But right now it's very wallowy and boat-like, so give you some exhaust sound here. There's a lot of people that like the sound of these cars and other people that don't. mean, this is just stock exhaust right now with the valves open, so nothing too crazy. Turn-in isn't amazing on this car, but I know there's not a lot of camber. I feel myself kind of taking these corners a little bit wide. The steering rack seems a little bit slow for a sports car, but kind of to be expected. Pretty stable for such a big car. It's not like a ton of body roll. It's pretty nice. I think BMW did a pretty good job of getting that nice balance between a daily driver and like a track car, all-out track car. It's very comfortable to drive, you know, on longer trips. And you can still have some fun in the canyons, which is good. This car also has the carbon ceramic brakes, so I'm kind of still getting used to that. As soon as you get some heat in them, they really have a lot of bite, so they're a little bit tough to modulate. Their initial bite is a little bit too crazy, but they're huge rotors and pads, so and the power is just there. It's, if you want to rock it out of a corner, you can do it. There's just so much low and mid-range torque. That new GTS transmission tune feels a lot better out here. I drove out here like a week ago, bone stock, and a transmission, the original, just kind of upset the car during the shifts. This is like nice and smooth. For a car that really doesn't have a lot of camber stock, I mean, there's no camber plates or anything to adjust. I mean, it's fairly good. It's got a lot of front end grip. I'm surprised. We'll get out and see what the front tire edges look like, wear wise, but yeah, not too bad.